I.
You good? Good evening, everyone. I'd like to welcome you to the Town of Pownell Select Board Meeting, February 12th, 2026, 6 p.m. I'd like to call the meeting to order. Board member roll call.
Carl Strohmeyer.
Jeannie Alexander.
Mike Gardner.
Jamie Percy.
Now rise for the Pledge of Allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Approval of the agenda. Do we have any changes, additions to the agenda? Entertain a motion to approve the agenda.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Public comment. So. David, you wanna?
Sure. David Fowle, Woodstone Road in Powell.
David, I'm sorry to interrupt. Could you come up to the table so that the audience can hear you a little better? We have trouble with our speaker, our microphones.
Sorry, Tara, I should have picked up on it. I apologize.
Yeah. So I'm here representing a group of citizen volunteers who had the idea that we'd like to amplify on the success of the cleanup of the Route 7 tag sale last year. We thought that was awesome, and we wanted to expand on that. So hopefully you all got our little write-up of this. Did anybody not see it? Okay, so I'm really here just to answer any questions you might have and mostly to gain any insights or suggestions you might have to offer to help guide us.
Well, Dave, for like the benefit of folks who maybe did not get it and who might be watching, do you want to?
Sure. Okay, so this came out of the success of the Route 7 cleanup, and also I serve on the Planning Commission, and when I read through the town plan as it currently exists, one of the things that comes up over and over again is that our natural beauty of this community is one of our strongest assets. And I don't disagree with that, but there's an awful lot of garbage and derelict stuff sitting around town that doesn't help with that image at all. So that's where the conversation started, was what could we do about that? And obviously everybody's yard is their yard to do with as they please. We can't control that, but we thought if we could invite people, if they wanted help for some reason, maybe they couldn't afford the landfill, or they were, laid up in a wheelchair and couldn't get at it, we could get a group of volunteers to go. They would need to sign a waiver. We would have to have the volunteers sign a waiver. We would raise the funds to do the whatever costs were involved in getting this stuff taken care of. We decided to piggyback on the Green Up Day because it's already kind of in people's mind. So that's the basic concept. And I've been going through just trying to get input and thoughts about it at this point. And after this meeting, assuming no roadblocks, we'll meet and work out the final details.
Question, what are you coming, besides you want to inform the board, what do you see for us to do?
I don't see that this has anything. In fact, when I brought it to the Planning Commission, Brian Harris said specifically, this is a citizens initiative. It has nothing to do, the town is not leading this or anything like that. So I think it was more out of a sense that we didn't want the board to be surprised by what we were doing. And also as long-term, residents participate, active members of the community, you might have some insights that would be useful to us.
Second question, if I remember correctly, you talked about using green up bags. Was that,
No, we said using Green Up Day as just because that day exists.
So
Carl,
hold on a second.
can I finish, Mike?
Well, I don't want to get into a back and forth because that's what we try not to do in public.
I understand that, but.
So I don't want to set a precedent. So what I'd like to do, because we have plenty of time to do it. What I'd like to do is if the board has questions for David, in his proposal.
Mhm.
What I'd like to do is put it as an agenda item for the next meeting.
I thought that's what we were doing tonight, but
Well,
if you'd like.
I don't, because it's not on the agenda, only as public comment. And I
Okay.
did agree to give you 6 minutes. I thought your presentation was gonna be a little longer,
Okay.
right? But I just don't want to get
Could
in.
I ask him one thing? Could you read the letter that you sent us? So
Did I
the
read
people,
it?
what's that? So the people would know
You
exactly.
want me to read this through?
Because
I'll be just repeating what I said.
for transparency.
That's okay.
I
I just don't want to get into a.
That's fine, that's fine.
I'd
That's
rather
my
put it
bad.
on the board or the
Yep.
agenda for the 26th. And then.
Okay. So
This
this is
people know exactly what you're talking about, because they don't.
Oh, that's
Green Up Day expansion proposal. The following is provided as an FYI to the select board of an initiative currently in early planning stages. We want to ensure we don't inadvertently cross any lines or create any problems. As you will see in the proposal below, our design ensures zero town liability. The town of Pownell's town plan repeatedly underscores that one of the community's biggest assets is its natural beauty. While indeed our environment is something we all share and love, the derelict racetrack and more than a few challenged properties and roadside garbage are a major detractor to that beauty. Last May, a group of volunteers was organized to help clean up one of these properties, the former perpetual tag sale location on Route 7. While there is more to be done, the improvement was significant. Building on this success, we hope to invite property owners who would welcome help in cleaning up their properties at no cost to them. By welcoming volunteers onto their property to help with the cleanup, they would improve the aesthetics and value of their property. All volunteers will sign waivers protecting the owner from any liability due to injury while the cleanup occurs. Refuse will be removed by the volunteers. I did say in green up bags. We can delete that if that's a problem. On the first Saturday in May. In return, the property owner will be required to sign a waiver of trespass on the property during the event. In addition, property owners participating in the 2026 Up the Green Up will not be eligible to participate in a hoped-for 2027 event, hopefully encouraging them to better maintain their property. We're committed to the following in this endeavor. One, there will be no cost to the town or taxpayers. All expenses will be covered by donations. Two, the town will not incur any liability. Participating landowners will sign a waiver of trespass. All volunteers will sign waivers of suit for injuries occurring while acting as a volunteer, and all volunteers will receive safety protocols from the Vermont Green Up program.
Thank you. If I can just sort of repeat this back to you to make sure that I have clarification too. So what I'm hearing you say is that you're here because we already have Green Up Day
No,
and just,
we haven't had Green Up Day yet.
no,
It's an annual event.
that's the name of the event.
State thing.
It is the same, right? So we do have this thing that takes place every year. And so you're just letting us know because you have a citizen's endeavor to expand that for folks who are interested and invite volunteers to give people a heads up before time that this is something you're looking to expand at the private basis.
Right. And
Okay.
if it's successful this year, maybe we can do more of it next year. We're going to start small. We said no more than 2 or maybe 3 properties this year. See how it goes, see what we learn from it, see what it ends up costing us, et cetera, et cetera. And then we can see if we can do more.
Is the board's pleasure to have David or a representative come back to the next meeting to ask questions?
Sure.
Is that?
I just have a question. In order to avoid the appearance of town involvement, are there like really big questions that we should be discussing in a select board meeting?
Well, I think,
If there's no,
If
if
it's
it's
a
not,
private endeavor, shouldn't cause questions reach out to David or?
that's where I would look at it. If it's a private endeavor, it's a private endeavor.
well, I think there's a couple of things that we should cover in an open meeting. On record without having an email chain or whatever back and forth. And I don't want to set the precedence of having those questions asked and answered in public comment. I know what you're saying. There's a lot of things that we did not know.
It gives the impression that the town is
Correct.
involved.
But I think if we bring them back and we do our due diligence as the select board. And we ask some questions or we make some statements. then I think we can safely say, after we do our homework and do some different things, that the town is not involved in this.
Well, I would,
And I think that's what we need to do, but I don't want to do it under public comment.
I would feel more comfortable if we had like, I agree with you, Mike. I just, this is not a town endeavor. If you want to come back and give us information, then we have a discussion on what you would. Like that, yeah, but I don't want to have, I don't want this to be a.
I don't even think we come back. I don't even think we come back as have a discussion, Carl. I think we invite David back here on the 26th of February. And I believe that's when the next meeting is, right? I think we invite David back here on the 26th of February and we lay out absolute parameters the town does not sponsor. The town is not the insurance, different things that we encountered when we did that. And I really and truly don't want to get into this only because I don't want to set that public comment precedence where we start discussing things back
I
and
agree.
forth.
I think it should be on the agenda.
Okay.
Are you?
That's your call. I mean, I'm confused by that because if it's not a town event, and I'm welcome any kind of comments, questions, suggestions from any of you individually, that's what I came here for.
Okay.
And I am stipulating it's not a town event. It seems like doing another meeting is making it more of an approval process, which is not what you're looking to do.
I don't disagree with that, but I also don't want to get
With
into
that entirely.
Yeah, I do. Actually, I think I do too. Like, if you feel like an announcement has taken place and like we've notified people so they know, it may not be a town event, but it is something that's being done by citizens of this town. And it's an invitation for other people to join. And I, for example, would be happy to volunteer with that and will do so. And I think if that's what we're doing, I think the select board meetings are a good place sometimes that our neighbors know, hi, some of us are doing this and it's not the town. We are your neighbors.
I mean, I'm more than happy to come back, but I don't know if it meets your goal.
I would suggest not having it on the same day as Green Up Day, that's all. Because that could add to the confusion of the whole thing.
Or at least give them a heads up to make sure that there's a conversation with them, that's all.
But Tom is part of our committee.
Right, but I'm talking state.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
We want to use their resources for training.
Mhm.
So that becomes a state issue, which is
Yeah.
fine. That's fine.
We good? We gonna bring him back to 26th or no?
Well, yeah.
I mean, I have some things that I'd like to get out there, but I'm not gonna do it tonight.
Okay.
Because it is,
Because it's not on the agenda.
it's not on the agenda. If we had changed the agenda at the beginning,
Yeah.
then it would have been fine. And I apologize, David.
No, that's okay.
Confusion. I really do. I don't want to set that precedence and, somebody else.
No, I think you're right.
Public comments from now where, they want us to engage and I don't want to get into that.
Okay, all right.
And that's the only reason. I'm just trying to be consistent.
No, I hear. That's fine.
Are you available to come back?
I am.
Thank you very much
Thank
for
you.
that.
And I apologize for that.
Okay, sure, you're
No
welcome.
problem.
Any other public comment, Hannah?
Yes,
Hand up? Okay.
I don't know how to do that.
Oh,
We can hear you, Katie.
Oh, okay. So I,
could you announce your name, please?
Katie Austin,
And
Can
your
you hear me?
residence? And your resident?
I didn't hear you.
Your residence, Kate?
Really,
I'm Bennington resident.
Okay, that's fine.
So I had written a letter to the board. I don't know if all of you have received it in regards to the parking lot. And I asked if Tara could read it. I don't know if that's allowed. But either can Tara read my letter or can I read it?
You can read it.
Yeah.
It's a public comment.
Okay. Now, I'm not doing this to be facetious, just so you all know. I wanted to reach out because the town office parking lot has been a big safety issue for elderly and everyone with mobility disabilities. I do pick Julie up every day because I'm her primary transport. I'm very thankful that I I have four-wheel drive because the other day was very hard to get up in your parking lot after our first big snowstorm. I don't know, some of your town peoples don't, but like who is responsible to plow your driveway, the parking lot? Is it the road crew? Is it an outside service that you guys do? Only because there was like 4 inches of snow at least. I did send pictures of the parking lot. And I do know that the road crew has had issues with Julie. I don't want to bring that. That's just my personal thing. And I hope they would not do that. But I'm an LPN. I work for people like Pownell, Bennington, Manchester, New York. There is a lot of elderly people, and people are expected to have to come in and pay taxes or get forms, or even your attorneys come in. I just don't understand why your parking lot, it can be dangerous. And it opens you guys up to a big lawsuit. So who's responsible for the parking lot?
So Kate, I'm gonna stop your time. To be fair, we're not gonna answer those questions under public comment.
Okay,
Honestly, if you want to continue with your comment, that's entirely fine. We can certainly answer those questions.
I'm just looking out for the safety
Through an
of
email
people.
back to you, so. So do you want to continue your comment,
Yes.
Kate? Oh,
It's,
okay,
I'm
okay.
looking out for your town people. I grew up in Pownell. There's a lot of elderly and, and my sister, but I don't feel that your staff has to go out and shovel the parking lot so she can get in when you either have a road crew and someone else has to come in. And if the road crew is not able to do it, my thing is then make sure there is somebody that can do it. Because if I fall, I will sue somebody. And I'm perfectly fine. But people come in, there's osteoporosis. There's a lot of health issues it can bring up with people. And I understand they're busy. I get that. Everybody's busy. My stepson does plowing. He's always on 12-hour whatever. But if they can't do it, get somebody else that can do it. That's all I have to say.
Thank you, Kate.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Katie.
Thank you.
Any other public comment here? No other hands?
Just want to put it out there that the absentee ballots have been mailed.
Jamie,
What?
your name and
Oh.
what you represent.
Jamie Percy, and I'm overseeing this year's election due to so many people that are on the ballot. And I live in Powell. So the absentee ballots have been mailed out as of today. Tara, she will put it on the Facebook page, and I believe got the absentee ballots already on the town website for people to view. Thank you very much.
So you being the overseer of the ballot or the election this year, Jamie, has nothing to do with the number of people. It's the potential conflict of interest of people that are on the ballot.
Yes.
Okay, just so we're clear. Has nothing to do with number of people.
Yeah.
It doesn't.
Because no, it doesn't.
It could be 500 people, doesn't matter.
It's
It's potential conflict of interest.
thank you.
Any other public comment? Approval of minutes, January 22nd, 2026.
So move.
Second.
Any corrections? Additions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Minutes of January 29th, special select board meeting.
So move.
Second.
Any corrections? Additions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Accounts payable, January 30th, $40,610.79.
So moved.
Second.
Any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Accounts payable February 6th, 2026, $81,913.78.
So moved.
Second.
Second. Oh, got it.
Any questions, corrections? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Accounts payable February 13th, $57,110.74.
So moved.
Second.
Any corrections, questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Payroll January 30th, $14,653.81.
So moved.
Second.
Any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Payroll February 6th, $14,461.58.
So moved.
Second.
Any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Abstain.
Aye.
Payroll February 13th, 2026, $13,412.58.
So moved.
Second.
Any corrections, questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, large gathering permit applications for Stromeyer Road and Dean Road, review and possible action.
Okay, so you all have these ready. They're reported to the board and put into the archive so that people could view them if they wanted. And Paul, the race coordinator, is here with us today. If you have any questions.
You just state your name, Paul.
Paul Goyette. I live in Westfield, Mass. And I've been coming here, this will be my 10th year and truly enjoy coming up here to Vermont. My favorite farmer, Joe Strohmeyer, and his son, Joe. But we're up here just looking for the approval to have the race. And I changed the date a little bit just to make it so it wasn't falling on a holiday weekend. And because of farming, crops and whatnot, we try to pay attention to Joe's crops when he's putting them down. And water, rain, all that good fun stuff. So we're looking at May 30th and 31st. And then the next weekend would be June 6th and 7th. I didn't mean to go back to back, but it just seemed to work out the best for everybody without having a holiday.
What was the one for you, Joe?
30th, 31st.
No, Paul, you better hope the rest of your farmers that you go to, you say that Joe is your favorite one.
I tell them all Joe's still my favorite.
He says that every place you go, Joe, that's all right.
Yeah, every town meeting, yeah.
Once, one in here.
I'm just kidding, I'm just kidding.
No, I can take it well, it's good.
What's the board's pleasure?
I would, yeah.
I'll make a motion that we accept it.
I'll second that motion.
More discussion. I know this has been an ongoing event,
No.
that we've had a lot of success with townwide and a lot of our residents and even people that live, really close to Bennington, Williamstown, whatever, they participate in this stuff that goes on. So I have a motion, I have a second. If there's no more discussion, all those in favor?
Aye.
I'll stop.
Thank you guys very much. Pleasure to see you guys as well.
Highway mileage certificate changes discussed in possible action.
I'm gonna send them down and they can sign them on the.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jamie.
So the highway mileage
Vote on it
certificate
and then we'll send this.
is a certification that gets done every year. Joel looks at the maps and make sure that they are accurate. We change any of the highway things that need to change, and then it comes to the board. You all sign off on it and Julie signs off on it and we send it up. So this year there were some changes. The state had preloaded some changes on the North County Road 346 entrance. They corrected it. They had it wrong for something, so that wasn't really on us. We changed 2 roads, not the classifications of them, but we changed it to say not kept up to standards or not up to standards, which are the 2 roads. One is off of Carpenter Hill and one is off of Orchard Street. And it's because they're not plowed. So if we mark them not kept up to standards, then GPS won't send people that way because they're not maintained roads.
Correct.
So that was one of the changes. And the last change we made was to add the Dean Road extension from the pit, the O'Donovan pit entrance to where our parking lot will be, for the forest access, because that's gonna be brought up to specs. It isn't currently, but they have this provisional class that they allowed us to add it, and it will become part of our class 3 roads, even though it's not up to standard, and we will receive funding
For that road.
for that part of the road. So in order to add that, we need to just hopefully have the board sign off on the certificate of completion and opening. Joel has seen this, he agrees with all of it, and the state double checked our math and everything to make sure that this was done right, so.
Yeah.
Sort of need the board.
If I'm not mistaken, this has direct effect on state aid for.
On state aid funding,
Right.
yes.
So that's why this has to be done.
Yep.
And that's why it has to be accurate.
I'll just send that down to Jamie and then everything can come back this way.
What's the board's pleasure?
I'll make a motion that we accept it.
Second that motion.
Motion second. Any more discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
So there's two, this one at the bottom and this one in.
That way, everything just goes along the way.
Correspondence.
I don't have any.
Perfect. Updates from town officials.
I have a few. The first is from Ellen, our delinquent tax collector. She is writing to update on the delinquent tax parcels. She has sent 11 parcels to Anthony O'Toole to start the tax sale proceedings. If the date for the tax sale is set in the future, she'll contact the board so that a member may attend to represent the town. There are several payment plans that are in place at this time with delinquent taxpayers. All delinquent taxpayers receive a monthly bill updating them the balance owed. If any tax delinquent or current has not received their bill, they should contact the office to update their mailing address. An update from Walt Klinger, he's our BCRC delegate. Gentlemen and ladies, on Thursday, the 15th of January, 2026, I attended a regular meeting of the Bennington County Regional Commission. At the meeting, Mr. Jonas Vivic, the chair of the Bennington 250th Celebration Committee, discussed upcoming events planned for the next 2 years, highlighting the founding of Vermont, Battle Bennington, and related Revolutionary War events. Mr. Spivak emphasized there will be many programs designed for participation of our school children as well as general public. Many visitors are expected to our area for these programs. During the 1920 celebrations, over 100,000 people came to Bennington. There will be opportunities for Pownell to engage and benefit from these celebrations. The Pownell Historical Society will have opportunities to highlight Pownell's participation in both the Revolutionary War and the founding of Vermont. Ms. Callie Fishburne, regional planner at BCRC, gave an update on the Progress Bennington Regional Plan that will affect regional land use and development programs in Pownell. Review by the Land Use Review Board is scheduled for April 2026. Public hearings and adoption of the plan are scheduled for the summer and fall. The new regional plan is expected to have more important updates for Pownell's future land use planning, development, and zoning actions. I have a very short update from Priscilla, our E911 coordinator. She's been working on Frost Lane and Harvest Trail. They need new road signs to be placed.
That's it. Wow.
Oh, no, I do have one more. I'm sorry. Joel has been trying to get salt without any luck, but our road foreman he was trying all day to get salt from other people, other companies, and I believe he was told like they just don't have it.
Yeah.
So it's really unfortunate, but that's the reality.
So I want to speak on that for a minute. I know this has been an ongoing thing now for a few weeks. I know we have borrowed, quote unquote, some salt from the state. A couple, 2 or 3 weeks ago, we hauled over to our yard, and then they distributed the salt on the roads as needed from there. Salt doesn't work really anyway when the temperature gets down, unless you run the treated salt, which is definitely not good for the environment. It's way worse for the environment than what the untreated salt is. So when the temperature gets down below 20 degrees down where it's been, salt doesn't really work that well anyway. I do want to give a shout out to our road crew. For the conditions that we've had and the cold weather. And battling that no salt issue. And we're not the only ones. It's not unique to Pownell. This is in the Northeast. They can't get barges up the rivers because of the frozen rivers to get the salt into the area. So okay, it's not unique to Pownell. Has nothing to do with rumors out there that we didn't pay a bill or whatever, because that is totally bull. It's the fact that nobody can get it. It's just hard. The people that have it are the ones that already had it stored. They have a larger storage facility than what we have. But I do want to give our road crew a shout out. Until you sat in that truck, 4 o'clock in the morning at 15 below zero, till you've been in there or have an idea what that's like. It's a whole different world. And I think the guys have done a tremendous job keeping everything as clear as they can. For sure.
I just second that as well. I really appreciate that. Like you and like other members of the select board, I also check in with the road crew, particularly in weather like this. And I know that their days are incredibly long. And I know that I would not want to be the person in that truck. So I also have a great deal of gratitude for the incredibly hard work that they put in and the way that they do maintain our roads. And I do think that there are criticisms sometimes about roads that are actually state roads and not even Pownell roads, not our roads to maintain.
Great point.
And even those roads, one which runs right by my house, 346. Actually, I think the state's been doing a pretty darn good job maintaining that one as well. So these folks are working really hard and we do appreciate them.
I had a conversation with, back a month or so ago, we had a morning when 346 was absolutely treacherous.
Yeah.
And it really was. And this is a great opportunity to give a kudos to the state people down here that directly affect our roads. I made a couple of phone calls, one as the chairperson of the select board of Pownell. And in the same phone call, I told them that I was also the manager of the school bus company. So I wore 2 hats in that phone call. And the conversation that I ended up having, it was a couple of days later. It was not that day, granted, but they did call me back. Both gentlemen called me back. And, they took ownership of a miscommunication between 2 people. And I just want to give our state local people that control what goes on down this way in our area, in our district. I want to give kudos to them for owning a problem. And there was a problem and they owned it. That doesn't happen every day in today's world. It just doesn't happen. When you have a problem, nobody wants to own it. They did. They said there was a miscommunication. So I want to give kudos out there. The other thing I want to say is if you pay attention to our payroll, which a lot of our payroll is our road crew. If you pay attention to our payroll runs fairly consistent all year round. For every single week, our payroll runs from 9,500 to 14,000. And I gotta say that I think that's a testament too, because I think there's a chance for some overtime, especially in the winter, where they're going home early and they're not charging overtime when they probably could. So I think that's a huge point. I think this is a huge point. Our payroll stays very consistent if you pay attention to it. It really and truly does. It doesn't go, we don't spike. Every once in a while we spike, but that's understandable. But for the most part, we stay pretty consistent. That's all. Thank you for the salt update, Tara. Anything else? On officials? No. Tobacco and second class license review and possible action.
So it formerly known as the Village Market, 3,000 US Enterprises, Inc. That's gonna be a hard adjustment for us, I think. So 3,000 US Enterprises, Inc. has applied for their second class license, their tobacco license, and their tobacco.
Which is tobacco substitute license, I believe, is the vapes.
Yes, yep,
So
yeah, they have to have a different license.
that's the first time that I think we've ever seen that.
No,
Have we seen it before?
yeah,
Yeah, okay,
yeah, they're just always lumped together, so it always seems we're just voting on that.
okay.
Do we have to do those three separately, or can we do them?
I think you could do them all.
We can,
Yeah.
Make a mo-
Go ahead, Jamie.
make a motion to
West.
approve 3,000 Inc.
3,000 US enterprises.
US Enterprise, okay. Inc. There's all their new licenses. Class 2 and tobacco, both tobaccos.
I'll second that motion.
I have a motion and a second, any more discussion? All those in favor?
He doesn't need.
Oh, you don't have to sign that one? No, good. I like those.
Congresswoman Bailey's check presentation and that.
Okay, so I'm sure all of you know, but maybe the public doesn't know that, around 6 months ago, Congresswoman Balint's office reached out and asked if we wanted to apply for community project funding for the replacement of the firehouse, Pownell Valley Firehouse Center Street Station. Of course, we said yes. It was a very quick process. We had to get information into them. And, some time went by and it turns out she was able to move the project forward and she has accomplished designating 938,000 to our firehouse building, which is very exciting. They have to match it and it is designated. That does not make it a guarantee. The fire department will still have to go through the USDA application process, but that is sort of minor because a lot of times when people apply for it, there isn't money there because it's been designated by congressionally designated already. So we have it there. They just need to do the application process. But the Congresswoman would like to come down and present sort of a big check and do, the photo opportunity and things like that. And originally I was going to set it up here because it seemed a little easier, but after talking with everybody, I think that we're gonna try to do it at the fire department.
It's a great
On
idea.
Tuesday at 2. So I'm gonna do some work over there and get set up for it. And just like I would here. And there's only one snafu. Her office reached out today and said that there's something going on with Homeland Security and they may shut down tomorrow. If that happens, she can't leave Washington DC next week, so I'm kind of waiting for word, and as soon as I know, I will spread the word, and they are going to share the press release with me so that I can share it also.
Tentatively right now.
Tentatively Tuesday at 2 at the firehouse.
But that could change.
Yeah, that could change. I have already invited the fire department, and once I know for sure, I'll invite our local reps, our other representatives, and send sort of a wider invite.
Thank you for that. And also thank you because I know how much incredibly hard work that you personally put into that and the town did that. And you worked incredibly hard. And this is a really big deal for our town. And all gratitude to our congressional rep for this too. And for Congresswoman Baylant, really appreciate her. And thank you, Tara.
Very much.
Really, I remember when I was doing, I was like, oh, if I don't do this anyway, this is gonna work. Yeah, it's nothing short of amazing.
Well, your hard work certainly paid off for all of us.
Tara, I want to thank you for your hard work and your effort. I want to thank the members of the fire department for meeting with Congresswoman Bailey. I know there were some meetings that took place. the select board was not involved in those meetings.
Nope, we weren't.
We were totally out of this. I know there was some letters that were written in support of this project and, I want to thank Jeannie I wrote a letter. They asked me to write a letter. I want to thank Jeannie for helping me edit that letter. I think this is a huge, obviously, getting just under $1 million is a huge gain for the taxpayers of the town of Pelham. There's no doubt that we need a new firehouse. And getting just under that $1 million figure for our town helps every one of us tremendously, right? I think it's politics at its greatest because I don't think that anybody put a political party anywhere, which is how it should be. It was just the fact that people worked hard with their neighbors, elbow to elbow, and that's what Pelham was about, is to sit down and work with your neighbor, elbow to elbow for a specific cause. And it happened again. And I want to thank everyone who was involved, for sure.
So I will certainly put it on our Facebook and our website and make the announcement when I know for sure.
Thank you.
In the fire department, I know they're planning on being there and many of them have already taken the day off, so hopefully.
Right.
Hopefully it's gonna happen. But
Okay. Townwide reappraisal update.
so we had a resident ask for an update, so Jacob was in the office on Monday, so I asked him to write an update with Wendy. The reassessment project has been moving right along throughout these frigid winter months. We have made extra space needed by adding another filing system, which contains the file folders and the groupings of parcels needed to contain the influx of information that's going to be gathered. The printing of door hangers, large map of town, street confirmation mailer cards, cost sheets, property owner address labels are all done. The in-house assembling of documents, collating cost sheets with hangers, streets with property owners' names, stamping and sorting of said packets is 3/4 done. I am waiting on another shipment of door hangers to finish the remailing packets. The assessor has been doing land-only values remotely, and actual field work will begin when the weather breaks. So come April, residents should be seeing field workers throughout the town. The other piece I just want to add to this is that I believe the trailer park, she said they might start on sooner. But any street that is being done, we will post on our website when it's going to be happening. So the mailers will go out, you'll get the heads up that it's happening, but you can also reference our website to see where the assessors are gonna be that given week.
Yeah, this day and age.
Does the board have any questions on that? Nope. Okay. DMV power of attorney discussion and possible action.
So Joel went to get the title change for the new truck that we had, the Western Star, to have Vermont State added as a lien holder because we had a loan to them. And the DMV let him do it this time, but said we're going to need a power of attorney to sign for vehicles. And whatever the board would like to do is fine with me. Joel said he doesn't want it to be him. And I was thinking it's fine if it's me or Hannah, but maybe not a board member because you
No,
change
because we
someone
changed.
again, and then we'd have to redo this form every time.
And you're the one that's gonna be doing the paperwork.
Can we? I talked to Joel about this today and then he told me the same exact thing. That's one of the reasons we talked about. Do we have to name a name, Tara, or can we put it as the executive assistant?
Name the office as opposed
Name the
to-
office as opposed to naming the name. And the only reason I say that is if that, which I don't anticipate, and I hope it never happens, but if that position changes, or that person changes.
It says name of agent, and then it asks for license number and license state of issue.
Yeah, because she has to be,
No.
has to be an actual person.
That's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine.
And I don't foresee, because.
I don't either, Carl. I just was hoping that we could just do a position, so to speak, and not a.
Yeah.
Just for,
We would just have to redo it if.
Just, Just have to redo it, that's all.
That's all. And it's not a big deal. I was trying to not redo things.
So is that separate than what we have you set up for, as an acting agent for the town?
Yeah, yeah.
I think this is new.
DMV.
something that just
Yeah,
came
it's
down.
something new for the DMV that just gives.
Because you're already there acting scientist.
So the way Joel explained it to me today is that the law took effect. It's not actually not a new law. It's taking effect, but now the state's enforcing. Okay, and they haven't enforced it. In the
Right.
past. Believe
And
it.
this is just a very straightforward form. It just basically says I can sign and then I need a witness and a notary.
Sure.
Make a
It's
motion.
board pleasure. Oh, sorry, Jamie.
I don't have a problem with it,
Good job. Yeah, no, I have no problem with it.
Yeah, I
I
think that
mean, if they're-
Tara should be
they
you.
want to do that.
I'll entertain a motion.
Motion that Tara is the acting
However.
power of attorney for the DMV.
I'll second that.
Any more discussion? All those in favor?
I,
Passive grant and AARP community challenge grant availability, discussion and possible action.
So the passive grant is something through our insurance company, that we haven't utilized since I've been here, but I would like to. It's, they can recover 50%. And I would like to look into the cost of cameras and apply for that. So we have like outdoor security cameras. And I've already reached out on the Muni listserv to get, feedback from other towns, what do they use and that sort of stuff. So I'm not just like blindly picking.
Would that be for the town buildings, like one at the, down, one up here at the
I think
the town
so.
garage, one here, one down at wastewater, so
Yeah.
that,
That would be the goal, is to have at least one outdoor at each
Yeah.
location. And I have, Bennington called back and they were gonna provide me with what they do, because they have a lot of different locations that
Yeah.
they record. So this one I will probably bring back anyways, because I would need approval for the purchase. But I just didn't wanna start applying or like putting work into it until I had your approval.
Sounds good, like a good idea.
What's the board's pleasure?
I'm trying to work this, Mike, so you don't chew up and yell at me. No, I'm trying to wording thing.
I just don't want.
I understand that, that's why.
Coming back.
I will make a motion that we move forward with the grant application. And then when it comes time for purchase, you will come back, knowing that you will come back and
Options.
for the purchase.
Okay.
We're close enough. And we'll make it sound decent.
Exactly. Yeah, well
Um,
Second that motion. Sometimes Homeland Security does a rural development security grant. That's how we got some of the money at the Let's Home before.
Yeah,
So,
so the other grant was the AARP Vermont Community Challenge Grant. And in the past, I had come with a different grant application to use this for the same for Clayton Park. I'm hoping we can apply for enough to do, like a gravel walkway, an accessible walkway out to the river edge, and some picnic tables, signage, upgrades for the park.
I support that. I'll move. I'm happy to move.
well, so I have a motion for the passive grant. Do I have, I don't wanna.
Sorry.
Not to be, we jumped that on me, but that's all right. I wanted to finish. I have a motion for the passive grant. Do I have a second?
I seconded that.
Jamie seconded it. Do I have any more discussion on the passive grant? All those in favor?
I,
The AARP community grant.
Now I'll move. To authorize you, no, thank you. To move forward with the AARP grant. Yeah, to just keep us apprised of it. It sounds exciting.
I think I'm gonna have Nate Fowle and the Tom's over help me with the application.
Great.
So
Second that.
I have a motion in a second for the AARP community challenge grant. Any discussion? All those in favor? Free financial literacy course discussion and possible action.
So Ellen met with our bankers from M&T recently. And when they were here, they were saying like, we offer these great free financial literacy courses you could have for staff, or we could do bigger setting. So I thought it'd be great if we partnered with the library to do some free financial literacy courses. And Emily suggested like budgeting and credit scores would be a great thing to start with. So it'd be an open invitation to all Pownell residents, and would be the bank that we use, M&T. I don't necessarily think I needed permission to do it, but I just thought I would share.
I love it.
Something that I'm working on.
Sounds great.
I think it's great. I think that budgeting is things that aren't really taught in school to some of our younger generation, right? Well, like me, we understand budgeting, but some of our younger generation they don't get taught that in schools anymore. And if they don't get taught at home by their parents or grandparents, they don't understand it. So I think it's great.
Okay.
Fiscal year 26 audit engagement letter discussion and possible action.
This is pretty straightforward, pretty standard, same as last year, except we have to make a prepayment for services in order to get on the calendar, which is in this week's AP. And because we usually pay for this year's audit, we would pay for next fiscal year. She's doing like Ellen put it in as a prepaid expense, and that's how the auditor said she should do it, so.
Need a motion on that?
I need a motion, yes, to accept the contract and the engagement letter from Ari Darcy.
I will make a motion that we accept the engagement contract and letter from the auditors.
I have a second.
A second.
We have a motion and a second. Any more discussion? All in favor? Election day community gathering space discussion and possible action.
Okay, so in Pownell, we all know sometimes it's really hard to find a sense of community. And over the years, there are many things that have created this type of social distance. I don't think I can begin to even summarize those causes. However, I can point to one change that's reduced our community's opportunity for social connections. I won't go on and on about the benefit of social connections and the sense of community certain spaces and or events can bring, but I will say as the executive assistant and a private citizen of this town, social connections within our town are very important to me, and I have an idea that I would like to try for this upcoming election day. When we voted at the firehouse, I feel there was a greater sense of community. After voting, citizens could join their senior group for light refreshments, connections, and conversations. Town offices, as it's designed, is not really appropriate for this type of gathering. While it was planned to use the space differently, in reality, the election setup spans throughout the entire building. Once you have voted, it is expected that you'll leave the building. We vote in March, and it's usually really cold. So standing outside and gathering is like not ideal. Those campaigning can come into the building to get warm or to use the bathroom, that's acceptable. But hanging out is just, it's not okay. And it really disrupts the flow of the election. So I am proposing or requesting that I be allowed to use the Old Town Hall for a community gathering space during this year's election. The space is going to be cleaned and used for the rabies clinic in March anyways, and I was thinking that I could help our office cleaner by sweeping and cleaning out any big items which are up there, which are minimal anyways. And then she's going to be doing a vacuum sweep, and I'll haul the tables and the chairs and make the space presentable. My first invite, with your blessing, would go to the seniors, so that they can set up their food in their crock pots and extend an invite to community voters, campaigners, and the like to come inside. And they have requested this almost annually to do it here. And it's been so discouraging to tell them that we just don't have the space for them. So election day is a town holiday, but nonetheless, if you allow for it, I'll be attending at the Old Town Hall, and I'll attend whatever gathering we can pull together and support this type of community engagement, no matter what it entails.
It's a great idea.
I have two thoughts. One, I really like it. Like, I love the idea of having a place for people to gather, get something warm to drink, like chat with their neighbors. I do agree with you, like setting it up here is impossible. Like, I mean, all of us, hopefully everyone is voting. I want more people to vote. Like, if you've ever come in, it is going through basically the entire building. I think that is the only place I could sort of think of is kind of in that sort of open area that's not even really a meeting area across from your office. That's not large enough.
No.
The kitchen is not large enough. So then my other thought was, if the Historical Society space had been considered, and if the issue with that was, the weather and the fact that it's sort of steep, and if that could be it.
Well, the Powell Historical Society leases that space,
Mhm.
so that is their space to use.
Right. I was just wondering if they had been invited, like, that would be also an opportunity. Maybe they could partner with the seniors to like sort of make people more aware that we have a historical society. I'm just wondering if there was any discussion about that.
No, I didn't, I know I haven't discussed it with them, but the basement is not suitable for occupancy yet because there's no flooring. And we don't have a certificate of occupancy for downstairs. Other than the space that the Powell Historical Society is in.
And I think that if they have an occupancy for there, but I think it's like for
It's minimal.
10 or 15 people, so.
Okay, that's really.
Tanner has a comment.
I was just trying to figure out the layout of the area down there might be kind of hard too, because I like some display cases in the middle of the room and there's like some chairs on the outside, so that might be kind of hard down there.
Yeah, I've been down there.
It would be good for them. It would be great to invite them
Yeah.
to this sort of thing and involve them as well.
Yep. I'm good with this because I think it would be nice to have public space.
I think personally, I think there's a couple things, right? I think, the sense of community, I think it's a huge thing that we've been missing for a few years, right? That was, I guess, the one downside of having everything here.
Well,
I think it's incredibly important to have that. I think our seniors, take a lot of pride in having food and having warm drinks and being there. And I think they take, I think it means a lot to them to see different people that they don't normally see.
Yeah.
They may only see them once a year, right, on election day. So I think this is a tremendously great idea. I also think getting our historical society involved somehow, whether they have some sort of a representative there, because I think especially in the next couple of years with the 250th celebration, there could be some opportunities for them to get out some information if they wanted to on election.
Yep.
it's a good idea.
And I don't have a problem using the old town hall. We heat it, we maintain it.
Yeah.
It sounds like it's just there and.
Yeah, I'm not asking for anything
Mhm.
extra. And I realize that the intention of this space in this building was to use it differently. I do understand that and I do
It just doesn't work out. It doesn't work.
understand that it really was expected to be different, but it's.
I mean, I think it
It
can
is
be
what it
used for
is.
some other things.
Yes, absolutely.
But
During
something like
election.
that during election
During
is
election.
awkward at the very least.
Yeah,
So
it's a good way to put it.
I think it's fine.
You need a motion on that?
I think we should.
Yeah, please.
I'll make the motion that we. Oh, help me, Tara.
Use the Old Town Hall on election day
Use the old town hall on election day
for a community gathering.
for a community gathering. And restroom facilities.
Yes, that too.
Second that motion.
Any more discussion? All in favor?
Thank you.
What comment? Any public comment here? No hands?
I have kind of a public comment. It's quasi-public, I think. So I have had a lot of conversations with folks in town, just as a private citizen lives here, and then folks have come to me, I think as a select board member as well, why not? About the fact that a lot of us have been hearing explosions in our town for at least 6 months now. And I heard about it initially from several people and they thought it was very strange. It was very loud. It wasn't firecrackers. And I mean, I accepted people at their word because we've got multiple people experiencing this. And then I heard it, like from my back porch. It's happened twice now, and I was really shocked by just sort of the magnitude of it. Like, it was definitely, and it made me feel kind of silly because I'd asked folks, well, are we sure it's not firework? Because it was definitely not that. So I find that concerning, and I know other people find it concerning. And I think it could be helpful to give folks a little bit of space to discuss this, to bring it to the select board, and maybe if we could get the sheriff's department or state police involved as well. And I had chatted with Mike about this a little bit, getting it on our agenda. If we could get someone to come talk with us and help us talk about options, how we can sort of pin down where this is coming from.
Because it's scary.
Because it is scary.
It's very.
And
scary too.
we had a resident, I guess just over a week ago, driving to Williamstown one night. It was kind of parallel with where the racetrack is. And they saw something glowing sort of in the middle of the road. They thought, well, what is that? It was late at night. They just sort of kept driving. And as they drove over it, it exploded. And thankfully, nobody was injured. It was just like, it sounded like that did. It's not like a very loud firecracker, but things like that, compounded with explosions, they're definitely not fireworks. I think it's worth our investigating. I think we probably have a responsibility, and the public would like to be invited. So just kind of get that on people's radars. And I'll be happy to help put some flyers up at Stewart's and other places.
So what do you think? We should March, not March, February 26th?
Yes, I think that
Agenda?
gives us enough time.
And do you want me to reach out to the sheriffs and the state police to see
Yes.
if any of them have any idea what's going on?
I would like to extend an invitation to both, the sheriff's department and the VSP.
Okay.
You know, I think there's a couple of things that we can try to do here and, you know, not being on the agenda. We'll put it on that 26th agenda.
Do you think it's
There's a couple-
appropriate to describe it as explosions?
That's what I heard.
Man,
Booms,
I'll go.
I heard.
There's a car.
Trying to figure out how to put it on the agenda so people know what we're talking. Like, a lot of people
About the nuisance noise.
There you go.
A nuisance noise in Pownell.
Yeah, but people might think, are you talking about cars late at night?
There you go.
loud, explosive.
Yes, because that's the way they describe it.
Sound is
Something like that, yeah. Okay.
Little shit box.
No other public comment? I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
I make that motion.
I'll second that motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
That was a quick meeting for such a long agenda.
Seriously.
Good, isn't it?